welcome to tonight's Q&A. So let me get up your questions. Thank you all so much for emailing, DMing in all of your questions. So let's do this. Say hello in the chat box when you are jumping on so I can see everyone that's watching this live. Okay, so hey. Katie asked, I'm trying to manifest more money into my life, but it isn't working. What's the block? I can manifest everything else but money. Help. Okay, so Katie, the fact that you can manifest other things into your life and you're saying that it's money that is the reason why you can't manifest in is the reason why you're not manifesting in money. The fact you're saying what's the block, you're already putting a block there even if there wasn't a block. Okay, so what's the difference in manifesting the man or female of your dreams and 10K? What's the difference between manifesting a free coffee and manifesting your car? For example, you've got to think about it's you that's putting the block there. There's no difference. The universe doesn't know the difference between you manifesting a coffee and you manifesting a car. It doesn't know the difference. It doesn't go, oh, I'm going to give Katie 5K, but I'm not going to give her 500K. Like, that's just not going to happen. There is no judgment for that. So I would say the block is that you're saying it's not working and I can't manifest money. So what you would need to do is go back to that and discover, is there a block? Is there a reason why you can manifest other things into your life and not money? Sue asks, I want to help everyone as everyone needs my help, but I feel this is actually not getting me clients. This is exactly, Sue, why you are not getting clients. As soon as you are trying to help everybody, you're helping nobody. Think about if you're seeing something on Instagram, if you're seeing an email that's coming to you and that email is talking to everybody, you don't feel heard, you don't feel understood, you don't feel like that person gets where you're coming from, you don't feel like that person can actually help you with the problem that you're struggling with right now. So think about, and I always use this example, we all look to somebody like, for example, in the coaching industry, someone like Tony Robbins who can help everybody. Business, money, mindset, like you think about it, Tony Robbins can help you. But think about when he first started, he was known for phobias. So he would get people up on stage and he would actually cure phobias. So look how niche that is. So when he first started, that's what he'd done. As his business grew, that's then when he started going into more mindset, into business, into wealth, into all of these things. But when he first started, that's what he worked on. So hence why every one of you that are following me, whether you're on my email list, whether you're over on my gram, or whether you are part of my audience, part of one of my clients, whatever it may be, there's a reason why what you saw of me landed with you, because I know who my ideal client is. I know who I need to speak to. I know who is in my soul to serve. So when you know that, that's when your copy comes down. That's when you're writing your messages of stop the scroll type of content. Anyone can just post something on social media, but you want to be doing something that makes your ideal client go, whoa, oh my gosh, like, yeah, I need to hear what Tash is saying today. So hence why when I can create content, because I'm so crystal clear on you guys, I'm clear on every single one of you watching me now, you are my ideal client. I want to help you. So I would say, Sue, you need to niche down. You need to really understand who it is that you want to attract, who it is that your dreamy client, who it is that sets your soul on fire, that you feel so excited because you have the solution to their problem. That is what you need to focus on. Fiona, what would you say is your step-by-step strategy to actually getting paying clients? Okay, so this is exactly what I cover with my clients. There is a step-by-step strategy and I'm going to go over it with you guys, okay? First things first, mindset. You've got to believe, this has got to be on point. You have got to have the confidence, you've got to have the self-belief, you've got to own your shit. You've got to know full well that what it is that you are offering is of great service. You need to know and you need to back yourself. That's the first thing when it comes to mindset. Secondly is you need to master the money. You need to master your relationship with money, because that is how you attract money. You need to work on your mindset, your relationship with money before the money then comes. For you to be able to sell a service, you need to back it. You need to know, actually, I really believe in myself. I actually really think that this what service that I provide really does is going to transform your life, you need to believe it. If you don't believe it, me as your client, I'm certainly not going to believe it. So you have to back it. Then I would say you need to niche down, which we were just talking about in Sue's question. You need to know exactly who it is that you serve. You then need to design out an offer for that person. You're thinking about your ideal client. What is it? What's her problems? What is the solution that you offer to that? And what is that program for that solution? Then you need to be growing your social media full of ideal clients. There is no point having 10,000 followers if they're not your ideal clients. There's no point. You might as well have 100 dreamy ideal clients that you can actually serve. That's what's going to get you results. That is what's going to get you paying clients. It's not, forget the vanity. Forget, I need to have X amount of followers. It doesn't matter about the followers. If they're not your ideal clients, they're not going to pay you. You don't have a business. You've just got a vanity Facebook or Instagram page that you think is going to impress people, but you're impressing the wrong people because they're not even your ideal clients. So you actually don't have a business. You just have an expensive hobby. I just had my perfect ideal client walk in yesterday. Of course you did. Yeah, you get crystal clear on who it is that your ideal client is, and you love it. You thrive off it. But you've got to know who that actually is to be able to. So it's like this. Say you say, "Oh, Tash, I really want to meet my dream person, my dream guy," right? And I'm like, "Okay, amazing. It sounds great. What is that dream guy?" And you're like, a guy. Yeah. Kind. Yeah. Can you see there's no clarity? So when you're going on these dates and you're saying to me, "Tash, it's not working," I'm like, you're not clear on who it is that you actually want. You don't know. Where's the checklist? Where's what actually you want to put out there to manifest, to attract in? It's exactly like that with your ideal clients. Then you need to create content that actually lands, it speaks, it connects. You've got a relationship with your audience because they're your ideal clients. It stops the freaking scroll, okay? Instagram, take for example, because it's the platform I'm on, right? It's one of my favorites. As a personal favorite, I'm like, I love the gram, okay? So that's where I speak to my one-on-ones and my badass clients in my actual DMs. Like, that's how I speak to them. I love a voice note. So that works for me. And you've got to understand the platform that you're on. You've got to make sure that you are on the platform where you feel that your ideal clients are. There's no point in you giving out amazing content, but if your ideal client's not there, say for example, your ideal client may not be on Instagram, maybe on LinkedIn. So what you're doing on Instagram, focus then on that. And then you need to offer. You actually need to offer. You need to be talking about what it is that you offer. What it is that, what's the service that you provide? What's the transformation? What exactly are you offering your clients? Because so many, I get DMs like, "Oh, I don't seem to be getting sales. I don't do this." And I check out their Instagram and I'm like, you don't ever talk about what it is that you do. We're not mind readers. We don't know, I've got a feeling that Tracy does this. I've just got a feeling that this is what she does, okay? And you cannot expect your audience to be mind readers. You want to be making sure that you know exactly what it is that you are offering to who, and that you speak directly to them. Stop seeing it as, I'm leaving money on the table if I don't cater to everyone or I don't solve everybody's problems. Stop focusing on that. Focus on who it is that you actually want to serve. What brings you joy? What do you actually love to do? If you don't love coaching, consulting, an online service-based business to males, for example, don't do it. If you don't want to do it to you, let's say you really want to do it to mums, then do it to mums. There is no right or wrong. It's all about the feeling. You've got to know, this feels good. I freaking thrive off this. This is my jam, right? Then it doesn't ever feel like work. So that kind of strategy is what gets you paying clients. And the strategy within that, but that's kind of the overview. Faye, this is not a money story. Honestly, I want to build my online coaching business, but I just don't have access to 3K to work with you. Yeah, I know you are the coach that will transform things for me. What the F? I love that, by the way, Faye. Any suggestions? Yes. I totally get that for not everybody has a money story that's holding them back in regards to, everyone's got a money story in a relationship with money, but I mean, not everybody actually that's the reason that's holding them back. Some just physically don't have those finances, right? And I totally get that. And that's exactly why I've created my online course, which is Build Your Online Business. So it's all the amazing content that's in my group program. It's literally step-by-step videos, the meditations, the audios, the workbooks. Like, I have put my heart my heart, my love, my sweat, my tears into this. I want to make it really simple. Business doesn't have to be hard, okay? It can be simple, you know, but you've got to know the strategy of what goes with that. And I really wanted to create something that was accessible for all, so that, for example, if you couldn't afford 3,000 to come and work in my group program, 2,997, then you would have something that is still accessible for you, because I don't want money to be the thing that will hold you back from doing your online business. And I know so many of you DM'd me and was like, Tash, I can't even tell you how much I would love to be working with you. I need to be in your energy. I need your content. I need this from you. And I'm like, okay, this is me delivering. This is it. So yeah, I'll give you the link for that, but I think that would be absolutely perfect for you. And guess what? It will get you on your way. It will get you getting paying clients. It will build your business. And because I'm not about a quick fix, this isn't a get rich type of scheme, okay? If you want to get rich yesterday, then I'm not the coach for you. This isn't the program for you. I don't believe in that. I want you to build a successful, sustainable business. That's what I want. I want you to be able to create something that you don't feel like it's work. You are loving what you are doing, and the byproduct of that is earning great money from it, right? I want you to create something that's a legacy. I want you to create something that when you're poorly in bed, you're not thinking, oh my gosh, I need to work because I can't afford not to. That was me when I was modeling. I couldn't afford to take a day off, even when my back was in absolute agony. I couldn't afford it. And even when I was taking a 2-week holiday, however beautiful the holiday was, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm losing 2 weeks' money. And the way modelling works is you're always, depending on the age, but 6 to 8 weeks behind. So can you imagine you're 6 and 8 weeks behind, and then you take a 2-week holiday. So that was the next time. It'd be 10 weeks roughly by the time you got paid again. So I wanted to create something, and that's why I want to help my clients create something that you don't have to be in that dilemma. You can do, be, have, and create anything you freaking want to do. And I want it to be an ease and flow. Everything it wasn't when I first started. Mine was all about hustle, 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 hustle. And if it's not working, you hustle harder, right? I wore that badge of honor. I'm a hustler. You know, I love that song. I'm a hustler, right? That doesn't have to be the case. You can create a business that's an ease and flow. You can create a freedom lifestyle. Listen, if you don't want to be that businesswoman that's, you know, and when I say freedom, I don't mean on a beach with a laptop, not doing any work at all, okay, right? If that's your bag, that also can be the case. But I mean freedom as in, what does freedom look like for you? What does it feel like for you? Is it being at home with your kids? Is it having your own business? Is it being a badass? Is it sending your kids to private school? Is it creating a charity? Is it traveling around the world, retiring your partner, being mortgage free? Is it having a mission and a brand that can transform lives? Like, that's mine. I'm on a mission. Like, this isn't for me. This isn't a 5-year plan. This is about me creating a business that will transform your lives. Like, that's what I want. If I can do it, you can do it. Like, that's literally my motto. I've gone off a complete riff here, but yes, in answer to your question, yes, you can come and work with me. And it's my Build Your Online Business course, and I'll drop the link for you. If you're not on this live, then if you're watching this on the replay, then slide into my DMs and put in course, put the word course in. And I'm just going to post that there for you for anybody that wants the link. There you go. Perfect. Okay, so Sarah, would you suggest doing a program or a course first? Great question. These are great questions, by the way, guys. I'm going to throw it back to you. What feels good? I can sit there and say to you, okay, this makes sense to do this, and this makes sense this. So let's break this down. Let's talk about the strategy side, the practical side, and then we're going to talk about the spiritual side. The practical side is, it depends. Do you want something, so for example, you have a course that I've got. So Build Your Online Business, so it's a course, right? So it's a lot more affordable price. It's a self-study. It's all the greatness and the goodness that's in my group program, but it's down to you. You can go into it whenever you want. You can do it at your pace. So you have that. You also then have my online group coaching program, right? Which is 3 months. You get coaching calls with me every week. You get the Facebook group. You get to be with the other badasses like this. You get that container. So the level of you as a coach or consultant, your touch point's very, very different. Of course, is self-study. It's down to you to do it. Whereas obviously when you're in a program, you have a higher touch point with me. Then, for example, when I work with my one-on-ones, they literally get to DM me whenever they want, within reason, of course. So I'm yet to have a 3 a.m. DM, by the way. That has never happened. So would I suggest doing a program? It depends. Like if, for example, you've got a money goal, let's just say, then yes, you have to sell more courses to reach that money goal and you sell less of a group program. But you also could see it as it depends on what you need to meet your clients where they're at. If, for example, my clients may desperately want to work with me, but they just physically just don't have that £3,000 available to them. Maybe they can't borrow it from somebody or get a credit card or whatever it may be, things that I've done and my clients have done. So maybe not. So guess what? They've got a course that they can easy accessible. I even do a payment plan on the course to make it even more accessible for everybody. So what I would say to you, Sarah, that's the practical side of things. It depends on numbers of your money goal, and it kind of also depends on how quickly you want to scale the business and the impact and the high touch point you want with the person. Now the spiritual side to it is, what do you freaking want to do? What feels good to you? I can't say to you, and I would never say to a client, Sarah, you must do this. It's so important that you must do this, this and first. Of course, 6 years in business, I've got experience of what works, don't do this. That strategy needs to be tweaked like this, of course. But it's always going to be put back in your core. It's always going to say, does that feel good? Do you want to do a freaking course or do you want to do a program? Because both of them we can work magic on. What is it that feels good to you? And then we do that. There's no point doing something that doesn't feel good. If you're doing something because you think, oh, it'll make me X amount of money, or it will do this and this and this, that's not the right feeling to have behind it. You want to have a feeling of, this excites me, this brings me joy, this is like literally going to be so easy. I feel so good doing this. This doesn't feel like work. Like some people will be like, oh, I don't work nights. The majority of times I don't. I choose not to. But I'm on live right now with you guys, serving you, giving you answers to your questions. This to me isn't work. This to me brings me joy. It freaking lights me up. I'm offering solutions to your problems. That's it. Like this isn't selling. This is what I teach my clients. Selling isn't what you think it is. It can be so much more different, but it's your perspective on selling. So it's that you need to work on. Joe, I want to live a freedom lifestyle, but I can't see how I can afford to do so. I've just started my business and it's not making enough money for me and able to do so. Okay. Firstly, I would say it's not making this money yet. Where you are right now is just temporary. We've all been there. When you're starting a business, everyone's at that point where what they want isn't what their current reality is right now. I would get clarity, Joe, on when you say freedom lifestyle, what does that look like for you? What does that actually mean? Because who's to say that you are not living an element of that freedom lifestyle? For me, freedom lifestyle is being able to afford, for example, massages when I choose to. This isn't about I've got to wait for a birthday or a Christmas to treat myself. This is I can afford to do this. Freedom lifestyle for me is being at home with my son. That is freaking freedom. Freedom lifestyle to me is having a midday bath. I mean, hello. Living the dream that you can have a midday bath. All the things that I used to dream, visualise, journal about when I was on my commute to London, when I was in my modelling days. All the things now I'm living. Freedom lifestyle is being able to say no to somebody on a call when I don't think I can help them. When I'm not doing this for money, I'm doing this because I can't actually help you. That we're not an energetic match. It's not going to work. Freedom lifestyle to me is not being like, oh my God, that client needs to say yes because if she doesn't, I can't afford my bills, right? Freedom lifestyle to me is being able to make the decisions and the choices of what I want to do with who I want to do when I want to do it. I do what I love every single day with people I love. That's me. That's freedom lifestyle, okay? So I would actually, Joe, start sitting and feeling and leaning into what that freedom lifestyle looks like, but also what it feels like. So I would be journaling, visualizing, meditating, feeling into the life of a coach that had back-to-back calls, that had a membership site, that was selling courses, that had one-on-ones and a group program, that was masterminding with other coaches, that was investing in herself. Like I was visualizing this way before this was actually my reality, okay? That's really important that you feel the feelings as if it's already happened already. Fiona, what app do you use to schedule your social media posts? If so, how advanced do you do it? I use something called Planoly. This is not an ad, it's just what I use. I use Planoly, which I find fantastic, and I do mine a week in advance, okay? I feel like I want to keep kind of in real time. I get why people may schedule for the month. It's a great feeling. It's like, oh my gosh, yeah, I feel so good. Like I don't have to worry about scheduling my posts. But I kind of feel like What if something's scheduled for the end of the month and I'm not vibing on that? That's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about money, or I want to talk about energy. Or for example, last week when I was poorly, if I had pre-done all of my scheduled for the whole month, I wouldn't have been able to do a post the other day, which I did do, which was about being poorly, you know, and getting energy and those kind of things. So yeah, that's what I do. Anna, I know that you get asked this so many times, but how do you keep so upbeat, full of energy? To help me, I have been practicing lots of being kind to myself, self-compassion and brain instruction. Me telling my brain what is helpful and what isn't, and really working on that. I'm working on getting to that happy place with a job too, doing something for me, which I'd love to do. But how do you keep the motivation, overwhelm? I often think, what am I actually doing with my life? And the overwhelm kicks in and I stay stuck. Great question. Okay, brain check. Okay, I'm human. I am not a robot that 24/7 I am upbeat and full of energy. Yes, my bounce back is so much more quicker than what it used to be, for sure. But I'm human. I have off days. I have off moments. Stuff goes wrong in my life. Tech may go wrong. You know, of course, naturally. But what do I do to... Energy is everything, and everything is energy. So it's really important for me that I focus on what is serving me. And I would detach and spend a lot less time with people, situations that don't serve me. If somebody's going to completely drain me of my energy and they're not serving me and they're not lighting my life up, which is very rare, I don't really have these people in my life. But if, for example, I was in a situation where I had to be, you know, I might go to the doctors and there's a negative Nelly there, or you may go to the supermarket and there's a Debbie Downer. Like, of course, sometimes there's situations that you're just in. So I would ask yourself, Anna, what actually does it that brings you joy? What would make you upbeat? What would make you full of energy? Like for me, some of my things are nature. Like one of my most favourite things to do is to push Santiago in the pram, being out in nature. I just love it. I thrive off it. And listening to music, laughter is key. You know, for me, being around girls that get me, being around my biz besties that totally, we can jam out about algorithms, but we can also talk about the spiritual stuff. You know, being around my best friends where we just laugh, we don't talk about anything about business, they don't care. We just want to have laughter. You know, doing things that are actually going to feed me and fuel my soul, because, right, you know, let's be real here, like we all love our businesses, and of course, my business, I'm obsessed with it. It's literally my first babe, okay? It's my business, Penelope, and then Santiago come. That's not in the order I love them. I love them all the same. But it's the order they happened. So, of course, I love it, but I'm still me. I'm still Tash. I still need to do things that are not to do with business and talk about business all the time and be so consumed in your business. Like, create a life that isn't the case. So, well, I feel like there's a few things to this question, but I feel like getting you to that happy place. Remember, happiness isn't a destination, it's a journey. So you have to be doing things in your day-to-day life that fills you with contentment, that fills you with happiness. Because guess what? If you're thinking, oh, I'll be happy when I get the car, I'll be happy when I meet the dream guy, I'll be happy when I make this much money, or my business is a success, or I had the baby, or I don't know, you change your hair colour. That's not going to happen, because the happiness isn't a destination. Because guess what? You're going to be rolling around in that Lamborghini and you're still going to be like, oh, I'm still sad. Why am I not happy? Yeah, because it isn't the things that bring you happy. Those things in my life bring me joy. Like, I love sitting in my car and driving it. It brings me freaking joy. It doesn't bring me happiness. There's a difference between happiness and joy. And money is never, ever going to fuel that. Does money make your life amazing? Yeah, it gives you freedom, it gives you choice, it gives you opportunities, of course, but it doesn't bring you happiness. So, first and foremost, Anna, I would say to you, what does your happy place look like and feel like? That is what I would get focusing on. What are the things, little things in your life that bring you joy? And when it comes to overwhelm, sit and journal. Why are you giving yourself a hard time about what am I actually doing with my life? Right, instead of that, because that is not serving you. Why don't you sit down and write an actual list of all the achievements, everything you have freaking done? And then on the other side of it, I'd say, what do I want out of my life? What would bring me extra joy? What would a job look like that would actually bring me happiness and joy? So that's the second thing. The third thing is, self-care is really important. Self-love is really, really important. When I felt poorly, for example, I jumped into my membership site, The Tribe, and done the self-love bundle. Like, I needed some more self-love. I needed some more to toppen up the love tank of myself. And I think self-compassion is very, very needed here, Anna, because you asking yourself, what am I even doing with my life? You're just giving yourself a hard time for nothing. Like, how is that going to serve you? It's not. So why bother with it? So get working on that. Let me know how you get on. Debbie, how to stay focused. I really struggle with this. Thank you. Okay. How to stay focused. You've got to think about the end goal. So I'm going to give you 2 examples. One business, one the gym. The first one with the business, how do I stay focused? My why, my mission, the message. For me, even if I'm feeling a bit blur, the fact that I get to help women transform their lives and create the business of their dreams, that is my why. Like, that will get me through. Okay, so for me, staying focused on, I'm like, right, is this push? And when it comes to business, feeling overwhelmed is because you're trying to do too much in one day. Why don't you just pick 3 things that you're going to focus on, 3 things that are actually going to push the needle on your business, and focus on that. Watch you get results. Watch there'll be a difference. And when I think about my goal of, let's say, fitness, I don't think about the gym. I don't think about, because if you think about that, the dread comes up. Like, for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, it means I've got to go there. I've got to pack my bag. I've got to actually get the motivation to actually do the exercise. Then I'm going to have to wash my hair and then blow dry it. Then I'm going to have to put the fake tan on. And then I'm going to have to... And it all becomes a bit of and then who wants to go there, right? And I've never been that person that's like, yeah, going to the gym, right? It's just never really been me. It's different if I'm going with my girlfriends, or if I've got a dance class. I used to be excited about those. Or when I had a personal trainer who made me kick me up the arse to actually make me get there. So, yes, I would say that focusing on why you are doing that. So I would focus on the gym. I'd focus on how I was going to feel when I came out. The adrenaline's pumping. I'm feeling good. I'm like, boo, yes, I'm buzzing. Like, that is what I would focus on, what would get me there, because taking those small, consistent steps was what going to get me to that badass body. Feeling confident, feeling like, yeah, I've got this. That was my end goal. So for me, I need to take these small steps that were actually going to get me to that goal, okay? Vicky, I'm waiting to sign a client before I invest in working with you, as once I have the confidence to go live and talk about my business, I know I will get a client. Okay, Vicky, what if you were to swap it around? Instead of waiting for the client to give you the confidence to then invest in yourself, what about if you saw it differently, and if you invested in yourself, which then taught you the strategy and changed your mindset and helped you to lean in with your soul, which actually got you the paying client? What about if you got the confidence to go live, and going live then gave you the confidence? It was like it kind of just went round. So I feel like you need to swap it around, because if you're waiting for something for you to take action, that is never going to happen. Because if you don't know, if I think about when I first started business, I didn't know what I was doing wrong. So I was doing the same thing constantly, but then that was going to get me the same results, which wasn't getting me any paying clients. So I could have kept continuing to do this in hope that it would then get me a client, which then I could have the money to then invest. The majority of people, when you invest, is you're investing because of you need help from that person's mind, energy, their experience, their results of what they've got. That's what you're doing. So Vicky, I would actually switch that around. Stacey, how do I get rid of my limiting beliefs? I feel they're holding me back so much to what I know I could achieve. Right, great question. Awareness. What those limiting beliefs are. That's the first one. Second step, challenge them. Like, Stacey, they're just a thought that you keep ruminating, and then now you believe it as evidence, because it's like doing the same thing over and over again. It forms a habit. It forms a routine. In the neural paths that are going around in your body, it's seeing that as normality. It's exactly like that. I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm so fat, I'm so useless, I can't believe it. I'm never going to meet someone, I'm always going to struggle for money, there's no way I could run my own business. All of this, guess what? You're going to actually start to believe that you are fat, you're useless, you're never going to meet the one, you're never going to make the money. Whereas what if you were to change that up? So we have awareness of our thoughts, we challenge them. Then once you challenge them, you need to reprogram them. And then once you do that, you need to then live, vibe, feel as if it's already happened. That is how you change your mindset. Bam, boom, bada bing, bada bing. Natasha, great name. How did you create a successful business when it was just a side hustle and with the experience of your last business not being so successful? I'm in this situation right now, would love to hear your take on it. You've done your research, haven't you? So, okay, so how did you create a successful business when it was just a side hustle? Let me answer that part of the question first. How did I create a successful business while it was a side hustle? Was exactly that. I would work before and after my modelling, and when I had the modelling agency, working on the business. That's what I would do to make a side hustle then your main job, right? Of course, that's what you've got to do. I would get up earlier. I made sacrifices not going out with the girls, going on dates, all of those sacrifices that I made because I didn't know any different, right? And, when you're first starting off a business, I'd be lying to say that there's not sacrifices to be made. There is. But it doesn't have to be the hard hustle that the way Natasha done it, okay? There's other ways to do it. I just didn't know that there was other ways to do it, right? So, side hustle. Okay, so with the experience, so my blueprint was in business. Let's not forget that I didn't have any experience in business. Okay, I didn't know about tech, algorithms, Facebook ads, marketing. Are you joking? Like, I absolutely had no idea what these things meant. So when I first started, don't forget, I had the experience of my last business not doing so well. It didn't make me any money. I was sending the perfect models to the perfect jobs and they weren't getting it. Now I understand it was because I was so out of alignment. The universe was like, what the freak are you doing, girl? You're not listening. I lost thousands and thousands of contacts that I've made, literally cold calling people up, getting my way in. I lost it all off my computer. Like, the universe and God was trying to teach me so much, but I just wasn't listening. I was blinded by it. I was like, no, I've got to hustle harder. I will make this a success. Who was I trying to prove to what, to who? So I had to sit into the thought of what it felt like to have a successful business, what it felt like to make the money that I desired, what it felt like to be helping my clients, what it felt like to be getting results, what it felt like to get that first text saying, oh my God, Tash, you transformed my life, what it felt like to be having people say, I want to work with you when this wasn't happening, what it felt like to have savings, be on the property ladder, what it feel like to have a wait list to work with me, to be able to say those words that, sorry, I'm fully booked. I was sitting in that feeling way before it happened. I was visualizing what a six-figure coach would do, what decisions she would make, what a badass she was when I wasn't a six-figure coach, when I was way from it in debt, okay? So you have to sit into that feeling of what it feels like. Stop telling yourself the BS that why things won't work out. I could have done that. I could have gone, I have no experience. I've been a model, a dancer, a singer. I have no idea what I'm doing to run a business. My last business wasn't a success. Who the hell do I think I am? You're playing way too big for your boots, Tash. Let people know that are smart enough, that are pretty enough, that are better dressed than you, that speak better than you, blah, 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 blah. Let them do all the business side of things and you just stick into your small little box and just get on with life and just be grateful that you are alive, right? Bullshit, okay? Calling it out, absolute bullshit. So if you're telling yourself the same stuff right now, it's bullshit, right? So feel the feelings. Feel them, okay? Lucy, what's the best thing that you have ever manifested? Oh, what is the best thing? Oh, I've manifested so much. What's the best thing I've ever manifested? Oh, that is a really tough one. There's so much. Like, my husband, he's been the best manifestation. And even when everything in my conditioning was, men are like this and you're not going to find a guy that does this and all guys hurt you and all guys lie and all of this, and I was trying to seek the evidence of this, that's when I really done the inner work and said to myself no, and I wrote a list of everything that I wanted my husband to be like, and not as in what money he earned or what he looked like. I didn't care about that. I cared about him speaking a second language. I cared about him loving his mum but not being a mummy's boy. I cared about someone that had, I wanted to manifest someone that had dream, ambition. I didn't need to drive them. They had it already. I wanted someone that had their shit together. I wanted someone that didn't feel inferior to me because I'm driven, I'm, I've got tenacity and if I've got something, I want to do it. Like, I wanted someone that was like, that's my girl, we're a team, we've got this, come on. I wanted someone that made me belly laugh. Like, that was really important to me. I wanted someone I could just be myself with. I dated some amazing guys, but I could be myself. So he's probably one of my best ones. And also another great one that comes to mind is my first house that we bought, and I manifested the same exact house for 120 grand cheaper. So they're probably one of my best manifestations. And people say manifestation doesn't work. Blech. Rubbish. If you believe it, you'll achieve it. If you believe it won't work, it won't work. Shaz says, I love how honest you are and how you share the hard, bad, challenging times in business you've experienced is so refreshing. Is there anything you feel you would change which would have impacted your business in a positive way? Ooh, that's a great question. Tough, but great. Is there any, and I don't believe in regrets, but I'm going to answer this question. Do I feel that I could have been more successful quicker? Yes. Do I know why? Yes. Fear. I let the fear of investing hold me back for so long. If I would have invested quicker, I would have had quicker results. I was so scared of the fear of what if it doesn't work? What are people going to think of me? What if I lose this money? I don't have this money. Like all of this, I let take over me and cripple me for far too long. So that's why I talk about so openly about investing, because get used to it. Like get used to investing in yourself. It's the best ROI you'll ever do. Like whatever car you'll buy, whatever house you'll buy, whatever holiday you go on, which is incredible, especially holidays, the best memories ever. They're just unforgettable. But the best return on investment is always yourself. So yeah, I do wish that, and that's why I talk about it so much with you guys and say do it, like feel the fear and freaking do it anyway, because I do think it would have shortcut many things for me, because wearing the hustler badge, I thought, do you know what, I can do this on my own. I can do this, it's fine. I can just spend hours upon hours researching this and doing this. So yeah, that's me being honest. Okay. Gracie, I want to scale my business. Thanks to your amazing course, I started my business and it's doing amazing. Yes, Gracie. I've left my full-time job now, but now I want to take things to the next level. What's the next step to work with you? Well, you could either come and join my group program or come and work with me one-on-one. So Gracie, drop me a DM and we'll have a chat. Perry, I'm struggling to manage it all. How do you manage it all, Tash? Real talk, I don't manage it all of the time. There are some days that I freaking slay, and there are some days where I don't slay, okay? And that's also okay. We don't always have to be nailing everything all of the time. And as a perfectionist, as somebody that has high expectations of myself, that's tough at times. I always feel that, I mean, I remember I was talking about this today, actually. I remember starting my Spanish classes and I felt like a failure. I was so used to bossing things, like when it comes to like business and strategy and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I know this. Oh, yeah, I've got this. I can help you with this. Oh my God, yeah. Like it was all second nature to me. And especially where I love learning, I'm always learning something else, something new. So then it just kind of builds up, you know, your wisdom. But when it came to Spanish, I was the beginner, and I came off where it was in halfway through the class. It was a 4-hour session, and halfway through, I mean, I know 4 hours every Saturday, huge commitment, but I was going all in. And I came off and I just cried. Every session I cried, I sobbed, I can't do this. This is too hard. Why do I not know the 50 different verbs for one freaking word? Why do the Spanish have to make this so hard? And I felt like a failure. Now I could have given up. Easy. That's the easy way, isn't it? Jump out and go, yeah, I can't do this anymore. Instead, I was like, do you know what? I'm going to freaking do this. I'm just going to go in. It's going to be tough and it's going to be hard. It's going to be icky and you're a beginner. But guess what? Everyone starts a beginner in every area of their life when they first start. I started off as a beginner. I didn't know what any of this was. So what I would say is understand that you don't always have to slay it. I would also say I've got a great support team. I have an incredible, in both, in business and in personal, okay? So that's one thing. I take time out of my business and I take time off. That is key. And I remember my why. My why is what gets me going. My why is what, even if I am feeling a bit, And also, my energy is everything. And like I was speaking earlier in my other question, is I make sure that I really do fill up my own cup when it comes to energy. And how I get my energy is me time. I'm not one of these people that... So, for example, some people get energy off other people, which is fine. For me, I literally do this. I plug this in, and that's it. And that's how I fill up my own energy. That's how I can bring it. And when I don't bring it, I'm honest on Instagram. I'm feeling like this today, or I'm feeling like that. Also, I do the work. If my energy's not on point, guess what? I don't push forward and do something that doesn't feel good. I will go into my membership site and work on my mindset. I will lean into, actually, this doesn't feel good. Like, what do I need to do to to help me feel better about myself, help me get my energy back. Darcy asks, how do you not let the worry of other people's opinions stop you sharing on social media? I'm so scared of what people are going to say about me. It's stopping me from showing up on social media. Okay, Darcy, why do you care? Why do you care what these people are going to think or say to you? Because if they love you, they won't judge you anyway. And if they do, because I get that sometimes families can be quite, opinionated Olivias, then you need to protect your energy and make sure that, stop talking about business to people that don't have a business, for example. Stop talking about, would you go to somebody for weight loss tips, someone that's overweight? You wouldn't. Would you go to tips to somebody about saving money if they were broke? No. So stop going to the people for the wrong reasons, and think about it. Those people that you're scared are going to judge you, A, they may not be judging you anyway. B, if they are judging you, you may not even know about it. And C, are they going to be paying your mortgage? Are they paying your kids' school fees? Are they going to be taking you travelling around the world? Are they serving your clients? Are they going to be clearing off your debt? Are they going to be retiring your partner? Are they doing any of this for you? No. So you just need to slay in your own lane and think, right, stop focusing on everyone that's going to judge you, focus that everyone's going to have an opinion on you, and focus on, actually, what about the people that need to hear what I've got to say? What about people that are actually going to transform their lives from me saying what I've got to say? Been there, done that. Like the first live I ever done, guys, I got trolled. A guy came on and he was like, oh my God, you're so ugly, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, firstly, obviously, I finished the live, sobbed, cried. I got trolled. Then I was like, I'm not even selling how to look like me. That's not what I'm selling. I'm selling coaching. I'm selling how to transform your life, change your mindset, build a business. What's this got to do with the way I look? But that triggered me, of course. And it's probably took me about 2 weeks to then jump on. But I could have gone, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to give up. Instead, I went, nope, not giving up. I'm going back on there again. Can you imagine if I stopped from that one guy telling me I was ugly 6 years ago, Neri? Can you imagine all these people, my one-on-one clients, all my tribers, all my badasses in business, all of those people wouldn't be where they are today. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be on this live right now if I'd let him do that to me. So don't let them do it to you. Stop letting somebody else quench your dreams. Who cares? Who freaking cares, right? I teach my clients to be Mike Marmite. You want people to love you. You want your audience, like every single one of you badasses on here right now. Thank you. You're turning up. You're supporting yourself, me. You're serving, going, right, okay, yes, I want to learn from Tash. I love that. There's going to be people that will jump on and go, oh, no, that chick's not for me. Block, decline, whatever. And that's also fine. You want that. You want the polar opposite, okay? Darcy, just get up on social. Just literally feel the fear and do it anyway. Claire, what would you say is your number one thing that has got you the success you have today? Ooh. One thing. I actually don't think there is one thing. I think there's a few. I think there's, well, first and foremost, investing into my first coach, obviously, has got me to where I am today. I would say self-belief, tenacity, remembering my why, leaning into now what feels good, honesty, being yourself. That's got me to where I am today. I get paid to be myself. I get paid to talk. I used to get, some of you probably can relate. In school, my teachers go, she would do so much better if she just stopped gassing, if she just stopped yapping, if she stopped talking. Haha, now I do it for a living. So I feel like saying, if any of my teachers are watching, you know. Jill, what's more important, strategy or what feels good? Oh, both. Absolutely both. Strategy will only get you so far. The strategy is really important. You need to know what exactly it is that you need to do. Like with social media, it's a strategy. With signing clients, there's strategy. There's strategy for everything, right? So the strategy, but also if you're not doing something that doesn't feel good, there's no point doing it. And I spoke about this in a live before of when I have done 2 launches that the strategy was exactly the same. One of them made me 60k and one of them made me £600. Right? The strategy was exactly the same. And the reason why I share this is because I want you to see the difference in how the strategy was exactly the same, yet the results were very, very different. The amount of people I served on this launch, bar this launch, was very, very different. Why? The feeling was different. I didn't lean into with that launch, I was like, I was on fire. It felt good, like everything felt easy and in flow and in alignment. The other launch didn't feel good, and I pushed through it. I was like, no, I should do this, that my audience need this. You shouldn't be pushing through something. There shouldn't be a should, a must, a need, because guess what? The results speak for themselves. So Jill, they're both important. Hence why I teach my clients, the soul strategy. You've got to mix it. Jess, how do you hold the faith, Tash, when things will work out even when they look like they won't? Well, that's the key. That's faith. That is exactly what faith is. Faith is holding the feeling that it is happening, even when it looks like it's not going to. Even when, for example, I've done a launch before, and when cart's about to close, I'm like, it doesn't look like I'm going to hit my goal. But I've held the faith, because you literally could go into, oh no, it's not going to happen, and instead I was like, I'm holding this faith. It's happening. Cart closes, I smashed it, right? So you've got to hold the faith. It's easy to believe it's going to work out when it all looks like it's going to work out. That's easy. It's like being grateful when everything's great in your life, okay? But the real testament is being grateful when things are not so great in your life. The real testament is holding the faith when it doesn't look like you're going to hit that goal. That's faith. And it's the work, Jess, it's the work. You've got to be doing that work every single day. I do money work every day. I do mindset work every day. I'm leaning into my soul, journaling every single freaking day. Noor, firstly, want to say you're my inspiration. Thank you. Secondly, how do you not get sidetracked or jealous of what other people's success is? Great question. I used to. When I first started off in business, I would get jealous. I would. I'd see other people, especially there was this massive buzz around 10K. If you're not making 10K as a coach, you're not successful, which is rubbish, okay? And not too many people speak about this, and as you know, Honest Tasha will. People, there's lots of people that have had businesses before, so their blueprint of making that money to then transfer into a different business, coaching, was easy for them to do so. But that's not shared. And also, your self-worth isn't dictated by your net worth, but your net worth is dictated by your self-worth. I'm going to say that again. It's a golden nugget. You wait for it. Your self-worth isn't dictated by how much you earn. It's not. You're not a better person because you make more money. That's not the case. But your net worth, how much you actually make, is dictated by your self-worth. How much you love yourself, how much you believe in yourself, how much you back yourself. The faith you've got in yourself will then return into how much money you make from your business. So in answer to your question, going back, I did. Jealousy is not a bad thing. Jealousy, I see it's showing you what you actually want. So if you see somebody, you're like, oh God, I really want to make that money, or I really want to have that freedom lifestyle. I want to be signing clients. Good, this is really good, because now you're really aware of what it is that you actually want, because it's been showcased to you. But flip the switch. Now I see it as, wow, they're showing me the way. So for example, lots of my friends are seven-figure business owners, right? That doesn't make me go, oh, I'm not a seven-figure business owner. It must be because I'm not smart enough or not clever enough. I don't see that. I'm like, wow, I'm so excited for that to come. They're paving the way. They're showing me that what is possible. The way they are transforming their lives, the way the impact they're doing, the way they're scaling their business, whatever it is they're doing, I'm like, wow, they're showing me what's possible. You need to see it like that, Noor. You need to see it as, wow, they're showing me what is possible. Like, look up to someone. If you want to make 6 figures, or if you want to, whatever it may be, I'm just literally plucking a number out of my head. Then hang around those people. The 5 people you spend your most time with, you will become. So make sure that you are spending your time around those people. They're thinking differently, they're acting differently, they're feeling differently, they're vibing differently. You need to be in that vibe. So yeah, they show me what's possible. So I love hanging around people like that. Absolutely love it. I love hanging around people that think differently to me, that challenge my thoughts. I don't want to be around sheep. I want people that are actually going to challenge me. I love hanging around with people that calm me down. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but I have a lot of energy and I speak extremely fast. So speaking to somebody that really does slow down makes me slow down. And I thrive off that. I'm like, and breathe. Harriet asks, how do I pick my next coach to work with? Feel it, Harriet. Vibe it. Are they where you want to get to? First question. If it's a yes, then good. They know they're practicing what they preach. Secondly, Are you connected? Is there a vibe? Is there a feeling? Is there a connection? Because if there is, then you go with that. It's all to do with a feeling. Steph, do you ever get scared and doubt yourself? Absolutely, I'm human. I get scared every time I invest. I get scared that something I had to work through, and we talk about this when I was talking about my clients with the money stories. When I first started, the money story was, am I going to be able to make this money? Then when you make the money, it's like, oh my God, am I going to lose it in the morning? What if I just lost all my money? What if it all just disappeared? What if my business just went in the morning? You know, of course, there's fears that come up. Do I doubt myself? Yes, there's times where I go, oh, I don't know about this, Tash. I don't know if you're dreaming a bit too big here, or I think you're playing with the big boys here. Like, of course, yeah, the things come up for me. I'm human. But it doesn't stop me. I feel the fear and I do it anyway. I practice what I preach, okay? Kelly, what is your success method? Soul strategy. Matching the mindset with the soul with strategy. That's what gets results. Helen, what do you do when you are having a bad day or a moment to get yourself out of it? I feel into it. I forgive myself. I journal. I listen to badass music. I will talk it out to my besties and my friends. And I give myself grace. I give myself grace to know that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not have all of the answers. And it's okay to be like, it's just a funk. It's just a funk. Like when I was poorly last week, you know, you can get yourself into a funk. You're like, oh, why am I poorly? Like, I don't like being poorly. I mean, who likes being poorly? But this was the self-talk that was going around my head. You know, I really want to do this. And I feel like I've let the girls down. I feel like this and this and this. I'm like, actually, this isn't serving me. So what the hell is the point in this conversation, Tash? Like, get over yourself. I remember saying to myself, I haven't posted on social media. Like, really? Really? This is what I'd say to myself. It's like, really? Okay. The greatest scheme of things, you haven't posted on social media. People will live. Just because Natasha Clark didn't post on social media, everyone is still going to live their lives. Trust me, right? So just having a chat with yourself. Tanya, I am posting daily on Instagram and not getting any clients. I don't know why. Well, it depends what you're posting, Tanya. It depends that, are you actually posting content that's stopping the scroll, that's connecting to your ideal clients, that's of value? Because we can all post something on social every single day, but if it's not of any value, there is no point in it. So what I would say to you is, you need a strategy for your social media. Are you speaking to your ideal clients? Is your Instagram full of your ideal clients? And when it comes to you're not getting clients, are you asking for the sell, and do you know how to sell a SaaS? That was one thing that actually turned into 6. Belinda, you talk about being in debt and how you got out of it. Can you share some tips? Yeah. I won't share as in practical tips, because I'm not a financial advisor. But what I will tell you about it is, once I let go of the guilt that I had around the debt that I had, that's when things started to change. I saw guilt as I saw debt as a dirty thing, as something you should be ashamed of, as something that, oh my God, how can you be in debt? You know, you shouldn't be in debt. You should have paid this off, and you shouldn't be doing this, and should. And then it was really when I started to look at debt and started going, okay, all debt was me deciding to pay something off over time. Okay, I made that decision. And I look at the debt as in a loving way. Okay, well, that debt allowed me to do this, this, and this. It allowed me to work with my first coach. It allowed me to go on holiday, whatever it was. It allowed me to do all of those things. So I forgave myself for the debt, the guilt that came around it, and decided that this is just temporary, and this isn't something that is going to be forever. So I would do that work, Belinda. So, I want to raise my prices, but I'm scared no one else will buy. Do I keep the same price or bite the bullet? Okay, that's just a BS story you're telling yourself. If you raise your prices that no one else will buy, you're also not going to know unless you do raise your prices. I have no idea what it is that you do sell, and I have no idea what your price point is. So, will you back it? That's what I'm going to ask you. Will you back your decision? If you can truly back your decision and be like, actually, yeah, I know this program, whatever it is that you do, this course, service, is of value, creates a transformation. I know it's worth this. I get great testimonials. My clients love the results. Then yeah, back it. Go for it. Bite the freaking bullet. It's not as scary as what you think it is. I mean, trust me, it's not. Okay, couple more questions before we finish. Natalie, I feel like a failure as I've been doing my business now for 6 months and I haven't fit 5-figure month goal for a month. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and it's really knocking my confidence because everyone else is. Funny enough, we spoke about this. I don't know if you heard earlier, Natalie. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. Why is somebody more successful if they're doing 5-figure months and you're not so successful? Why is that valued at that? Stop focusing on what everyone else is doing and focus on what it is that you're doing, and maybe what it is that you're not doing. I feel like you're so focused on what other people are doing, how they're not doing it. Of course it's going to knock your confidence. Of course it's going to make you go, oh, I don't know if I can do this, and maybe I'm not smart enough or good enough, or maybe I should just give all this up because I didn't make 5K in 5 seconds without it. Also, you don't know if those other people have done ads, for example, which is of course going to greater your chances of getting your message out to more people. Also, that comes off your profit margin. You know, it's an expense for sure, business expense, but it also comes off your profit margin. So when somebody is making, i.e. 100K for the year, but they're spending 90K of that on ads, well then guess what? They're not making 100K, they're making 10K. That's the profit that's there. So Natalie, for you, I would like you to write out your plan of what you're doing right now and where you think you're going wrong. Let's stop getting sidetracked on what everyone else is doing. Who cares? We care about you and what you're doing. So also the energy behind you making the 5 figures, I feel is not there. From the vibe of what I'm getting just from a message, and I don't know you, the vibe I'm getting is you're not trusting the process. You're not trusting that you can make 5 figures. You're not trusting that you are good enough and that you are worthy enough just because you are. You're seeing this as, oh, it's a not successful because I'm not doing that. Feel the feeling like it is. What if I was to say to you, Natalie, right now, and I gave you 5 figures? What if I done that? What if I was like, here you go, here's 10K. Natalie, what does that feel like? And to everyone on here right now, that's here with me live, and if you're watching this on the replay, lean into that. Close your eyes for a moment and think about that money goal that you want. Okay? And you bump into me. You don't know me and I'm a total stranger and I can't, go, here's the money. Feel those feelings. You've got that money, that check, like 5K, 10K, 1,000K, 20K, 100K, whatever it is that you wanted. You got it. It's yours. It's done. Like, how freaking awesome is that feeling? Like, how much lighter do you feel? Freer do you feel? Abundant do you feel that it's yours? It's done. It's like freaking yes. Feel those feelings. Take a nice deep breath in. Hold those feelings, cultivate those feelings, like really lean into it and let the shivers go around your body and feel that vibe. That is what you need to be feeling. That is what's going to attract that money coming to you. Feeling those feelings like that money is already yours. It's a done deal. It's happened. Thank you very much. Good night. God bless. Having those feelings is what's going to attract that money to come to you. So I would say to you, Natalie, focus more on that rather than what everyone else is doing. Okay? What's the best advice for starting a business? It depends what your business is, but I would seek help. Like, for example, find somebody that has done what you want to do and learn from them. Invest in yourself and say to yourself, right, this is what I need to do. Match the mindset with the soul, with a strategy, for sure. And if you want any help with it, I've put a link up for my, I'll put it in here for you. And you can have a little look at all the information. That's the Build Your Online Course program. And Giselle says, what's your morning routine? It kind of differs every day because the CEO, Santiago, differs every day. But the majority of the time will be I get up out of bed, put my feet onto the floor and take a nice deep breath in. I say, I'm so freaking grateful I'm alive. Sounds really cliche, but it's what I do every day. Every single morning I'm like, wow, what a day to be alive. I'm so grateful. And then I go up, I brush my teeth. I'll say some affirmations while I'm brushing my teeth. I go down, I make a coffee. I'll do my gratitude journal. I'll write in my journal. And then Santiago wakes up. And then we have our morning together. And we might listen to some Esther Hicks, we might listen to some money stuff, we might listen to, an empowering song or just jam with some chart music. At the moment we're loving dun dun, it's a Nati Wata, it's a Nati Wata. Yeah, we both love that tune. And then when he goes down for his nap, I'll do some more work, mindset work. I might do a meditation. I really just vibe it. But the one thing that's a non-negotiable is every day, like I journal and do my affirmations and my gratitude. That they're a non thing for me. My morning routine looked very different before Santiago. I'd get up every morning at 5 o'clock and I would do probably about 2 hours worth of a morning routine. Yeah, that doesn't happen. But I work on myself, my mindset, every single day. Jade, I've struggled for so long finding my purpose. I've always wanted to start a business that feels meaningful to me, but I just can't decide what that looks like. When I hear the phrase, follow your dreams, I always think I would if I had any. It's like there's a blockage and I just can't see what I really want. I really feel like I want to help people in some way, but I'm not sure what that looks like in terms of business. My question is, do you have any advice for me? Are there any meditations you know that might help me? Yes, Jade, there's lots of meditations in regards to, I have like a whole resources section in the Tribe membership site. But I feel like the block is that you're saying there's a block. That's what I feel like there is. I feel like from the second part of your question, you do know. There's something inside of you that knows, but I feel like you're scared to say it what it is. And I would go along the lines of, I really feel like I want to help people in some way. That is what you need to journal on. Because something's coming up for you there, and I feel like you're blocking it by going, I feel like there's a block. I always say this. Did I know what I wanted to do? No, I thought I wanted to be a dancer, a singer, a model, have my own business. I knew that, but I didn't know what element that was. Yeah. And then when I actually did start to think about coaching, I was then looking at the likes of Tony Robbins, and I was like, how do you go from that to like little old me? So you've got to do the work to get there, right? So I wasn't completely sure what that looked like, but I knew I wanted to help people. I knew I was that person that, my friends and family would come to. But it's taking those small little mini steps. And what I would say is, know what you don't like, know what doesn't bring you joy, and then you can kind of see the opposite of what does bring you joy. Like, for example, there's that you can do a business in absolute anything that brings you joy. Like, think about Mrs. Hinch, a great example. I know she didn't have this business plan, but she really enjoyed cleaning, and she's made cleaning fun, and she started cleaning because of her anxiety. It was her release. It was her freedom time, right? She never thought, I'm going to do this. My Instagram's going to blow up. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to bring out my own product suite. Like, she didn't think about anything like that. She just thought about what brought her joy, which was cleaning. So sometimes forget, Jade, the how. How am I going to make this? And think to yourself, what brings me joy? What do I love and enjoy to do? Forget about the dreams, because maybe your dream is just too big for you right now. Maybe you just need to think about what actually brings me joy. What do I enjoy doing? What makes me go, this is good. I enjoy this. This is fun. Because guess what? You can make a business out of absolutely everything. Everything and anything. There is a niche. If your client has a problem and you have the solution for that problem, there's a business. I could list hundreds of different ideas. So I would say that to you, Jade. I would go back and I would journal on what brings you joy, what are the things that you don't like, and then you can see the opposite to that. And I would also journal on the question of, what would it feel like if I did know? What would it feel like if I could serve people? What does that look like? And keep journaling on that, because that is what will help you. So my lovelies, hope you've loved it tonight. I certainly have. Give me some hearts if you're like, yes, I would love some more of these. I love to be able to help and serve you. So this works perfectly. So, of course, I've mentioned about my course, which is the Build Your Online Business course, which is all the strategy, all the mindset work, all the energy work, like how to receive money, how to sell like with SaaS, how to believe in your program, what is the energetics behind money, because there's energetics behind money, all of that and so much more. The step-by-step strategy of what you should do first, what you should do second, like literally like in a linear process of how to start your online business at such affordable price. If coming to work with me in the group program isn't at your level right now, investment level, that's absolutely fine. So I've put a link into the chat box for you, so you can all have it. If you've got any questions at all, then just drop me a DM. Much love to each and every single one of you guys. Bye-bye.